But until my will runs dry, sins I owe me, baby.
Okay, so I wanted to give y'all a quick story time about how I almost got trafficked by my best friend. Well, literally like set up in traffic. This is why you should trust who you hang around and watch your surroundings at all times. I was dancing in this little hole in the wall in New Orleans, and I had met this girl at the strip club my first night. She was telling me how she was best friends with my best friend, but I had never heard of this girl a day in my damn life. So when I asked my friend, at the time dance partner as well, I was like, hey, do you know this chick? She claims that she knows you. And she was like, yeah, she's cool. You know, she's been dancing here a long time. We consider her like an OG. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm already getting in with the OGs. And if you know, like when it comes to dancing. I actually knew I was literally a baby dancer, like 19. I'm 27 now. She invited me to brunch the next day. Mind you, I didn't stay in New Orleans. I stayed in Mississippi. And I didn't have a car at the time. Like I said, I was like freshly out of high school. Then she pulls up in this Mercedes and she texts me that she's outside. So yeah, I get in the car and she was already being a little awkward. Like she was cool for the takeoff, but y'all, once we got on the interstate, craziest shit I had ever heard in my life. One of the questions was like, how would your family feel if you never came back? Like if they never seen you again? Like, girl, who asks that, first of all? But anyway, I kept going with him. So I'm listening. I'm just telling her stuff. I'm telling her like why I started dancing, what's my goal dancing. Because at the time I was really into like just the pole work of the, I cared too much about shaking ass and shit. And she was real fit, y'all. Like this, I don't know. So also I started to notice on the ride, to New Orleans, I would ask to go to like fast food and stuff. She didn't eat fast food. Like I said, she was real fit and she had a very strict diet. She's ordering like, I think like a parfait or something from McDonald's. I was ordering like all type of stuff, y'all. Wasn't the mission to go get brunch? Okay. So I'm texting my friend. She has my location. I'm texting her, every time that we, make a little stop or whatever, just to let her know like everything's okay. Like I'm with such and such, she real cool so far. So mind you, while I'm making these phone calls, the girl is also making phone calls, but it's like a man's voice I'm hearing. I mean, every time we stop, y'all, we could literally like, and I brought my little chihuahua too at the time with me as an emotional support animal. I didn't care at all. I bring my dog everywhere. She would stop and like call this man every single time we would stop or pull over. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I told my friend, I'm like, girl, does she have a boyfriend? Like, I'm texting her, like, hey, she got a boyfriend or something? Because every time we make a stop, she's calling this man, telling him where we at. My friend was taking too long to respond after I asked her if, if there was like a man involved or whatever. Did she have a man? Mind you, okay, we get to the girl's house. Y'all tell me why we walk in and her lights are out. Her lights are out. So I'm thinking to myself, like, what we gonna do if the lights out, so guess who she calls? This man. So she's like, hey, like the lights are out. Like, what are we supposed to do? I'm supposed to be getting ready for brunch, but the lights are out. Like, it's like as if the lights are out was like a fucking key word or something. Then we go to this motel type of place. Mind you, I keep telling y'all this is like 2015, 16 at the time. So yeah, motels, hotels, it really didn't matter. So we check into this motel, and girl, when that motherfucker got on that phone that last time to tell that man where we was at, I lost it. Because why do you keep calling him and telling him where we at? Why does he need to know every little move? Like, it's not making sense. We get a knock on the door. It's the man. It's the man. He's like, hey, let me talk to you for a minute. Shorty walks out the door. Soon as he says, hey, let me talk to you for a minute, Shorty walks out the door. So at this point, I'm just looking, like, like, yo, what's good? And he was like, hey, such, and you're going to need my number from now on. So I'm like, all right. I start putting it. I'm going along with it. I'm like, all right, what's your number? I put the number in my phone, and I'm like, what do I need to save it as? Like, what's your name? This man says, save my number in your phone as King. So at that point, I literally lost it. I lost it. I already knew what was going on. I had at this point acted like I needed to go to the restroom after I got his number, and told him it was nice to meet him. Was waiting on the girl to come back. When I came out the bathroom, she still wasn't there. It was still the nigga. Even taking a next breath without asking what the is going on. So he begins to ask me, how do I know my best friend? I'm like, no, how do you know my best friend? It's like, oh, she's been one of my girls for a minute. One of my girls, like, what the fuck do you mean? One of my girls. She's been one of my girls for a minute now. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck have I gotten myself into? I was literally shaking in my motherfucking pants at this point. Get a knock on the door. Do y'all want to know who it is? Guess. It was my best friend. I'm just waking up and I'm seeing all of you guys' comments, which I haven't even got through half of them. But let me first start by saying, why would I lie? Also, I think you guys are forgetting the part where I said we were on our way to New Orleans, so we made a stop. That wasn't the brunch spot. She came early that morning and came and got me. And I wanted to get something. I ordered something, and she didn't really eat fast food because she was on a strict diet, so she got a parfait. That's what I said. Also, the question that she asked about me never seeing my family again, it didn't strike a red flag to me at the time. Now, you have to know, like, when you're restating a story, everything to you is like, wow, okay, I get it. I didn't feel like that while it was happening. When she asked that, she was putting it in a way of like, like, what if you like it here so much that you, like, never want to go back home and shit. Like, but that's what she said. How would your family feel if they never saw you again? She did say that. But we were already talking about other stuff. So that's why it didn't really strike to me. So, yeah. All right. So, part 2. My best friend is the one who knocks at the door because they go and open the door. And my heart dropped to my ass. It kind of like crushed my heart because I felt like I was in a twilight zone, if you know what I mean. I kind of felt like it was the end for me because, mind you, I had been texting my friend, and my friend had kind of like stopped texting me as soon as I asked about the guy. So when I first seen her, my first reaction was like, how could you? Ask her, I'm like, girl, what the fuck you doing here? Literally. If you know me, you know me. I curse a lot, so I'm really giving y'all the PG version. What you doing here? And she was like, girl, I was just trying to put you on. Don't think too much. Don't think. She kept saying, don't think too much. Don't think too much. I was just trying to put you on. I was just trying to put you on. It's not funny. It's not funny. But it is funny now because a lot could have happened, but it didn't. But yes, we did fight. We fought. They jumped me. They jumped me. They did jump me, but I was not one of those little bitches that didn't have their own money. I very much had my own money. I just didn't have the resources. Of course, after that, I left out. I called my family. I called my sister at the time, and she came and got me from New Orleans. I had to go to a gas station with my stuff. I waited, though. I waited like an hour for my sister to come get me. It was my sister and my best friend, which was also like my brother's baby mom at the time. So if you're watching this, put it in the comments and vouch, because I don't know why they think that I would lie about this. So yeah, I didn't want to give y'all a long story time because I didn't know the first one was going to blow up the way it did. And I was only calling the girl my best friend because she was really like I guess a dancer best friend. You know, you don't know nobody else in the club, so you just call them your best friend. Kind of like when you call somebody a cousin. Also, another thing about the club, I didn't even know the club was built the way that it was built or made for what it was made for. First thing that you see when you even go into the club,
He's playing Corn on like a portable DVD player. Yeah, this is, like I said, this was back then, 2015, 2016. So the guy is selling like Corn DVDs, and that was like the first floor, and then you'll go up these stairs, and once you go up these stairs, it's the club. Now, if I didn't know about this club, I probably wouldn't even know that it was a real place. I probably would have thought it was being set up right then. What happened? It was a lot of red flags. You guys are absolutely right. But if I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't have the discernment that I have now in my relationship with God. I wouldn't have that. All the red flags wouldn't have stopped a little teen, fresh out of high school, determined to make it, to do something. Because in those small towns, nobody gets out of those towns. Back then, I felt like I only had one mission, and that was to get the bag. I wasn't somebody, I was very put up as a child, so I didn't really know too much. And I think that's, as parents, you think that, you know, having your kid inside all the time protects them from the world, but honestly, it just made me a lot less aware. Fast forward, I never heard from either one of them ever again. Never even saw the lady ever again. I did dance in New Orleans again, but it definitely wasn't at that club. It wasn't at that club. But I never ever saw either one of them again. It's really easier for it to happen to you, especially from someone that you know. It's always going to be someone that you know. And at the time, I didn't know a lot of people. And I can honestly say it definitely changed my perspective on the word friends, the strip club industry, because that wasn't the last time that happened to me. I wasn't set up again, absolutely not. But club owners did try. If you know, you know. I could give you guys more story times if that's what you guys want. I'll be exposing a lot of people in a lot of industries. But if that's what y'all want, though, we can start a series. I just want y'all to look at the date. Why would I lie? Look at the club. The name is already up there. It's right here. And you can check out the whole article for yourself. It was exposed, out of my knowledge, out of my control. And this was back in 2016. Updated in 2019. The club was closed down for this very reason. And I didn't know that until I did a little digging. But yeah, and if you guys want me to, I can even show you what the club looked like, because there are very few pictures of what the club even looks like. And that is, to be one of the most popular strip clubs in New Orleans and not have any pictures of your club itself should be a huge red flag. I was only like 18, 19. Anything with the word teen after comes with naiveness. And I really want everyone to know that. No matter how grown you think you are at 18 or 19, you're not. If you think you're ready to be a stripper, you're not ready to be a stripper. And I honestly would love to tell y'all more stories, but I'm honestly going to say that I am afraid of being blackballed. Blackballed, what do you mean blackballed? To be not one of those girls that, or sell yourself, the other clubs, other club owners, management, other girls, they'll get worried that you're not one of those type of girls, and they'll make it very, very extremely hard for you to get money. And no, it's not just one club, it's all of the clubs in the area. They will all talk. So one thing can cross you out for a while. And I think that's what I was most afraid of when I was youngest. Even on my YouTube, I have a video on there called The Truth About Stripping. And it didn't do as well on views as I would have liked it to. But even then, I was trying to spread awareness on the truth about this industry. But nobody really wanted to listen. Everybody just wants to get to the bag. But getting to the bag is the smallest part of it. I promise you. I'll let you guys read it. And this one right here is the one I really want you guys to read. You think I was the only naive one there? No, baby. They got me, and they got me good. They used people that I knew to lure me in. I didn't just meet my best friend the same night that all this happened. I was already friends with the girl before I started dancing. But the girl that was introduced to me was a new girl that I had no recollection of. I didn't know her at all, but I trusted my friend at the time. Because a lot of y'all keep telling me to stop saying that was my friend. And at the time, it was my friend. So that's why I was claiming her as a friend. But honestly, so with that being said, y'all, I really pray that nobody ever has to go through anything quite like this. But like I said, I do want to give you guys more story times. I would need you guys' help. I would need you guys' cooperation, engagement into the story times, because the moment that it stops, I will not continue making those story times. I will not put my life and my livelihood at risk. Okay, so I keep getting this question. Let me answer that. So I did not stay in New Orleans at the time. I stayed in Mississippi. She came and got me early that morning, and I had bags with me. I was supposed to get, dressed. I was supposed to change. We had a whole day full of stuff that we were supposed to do. We were supposed to go get brunch once we touched down. And after that, later on at night, we were supposed to go to the club. We were supposed to work, which I actually have a story time too, but I don't even think it's necessary at this point. So yes, I brought my stuff with me to change. We were supposed to get dressed by her house. I saw nothing wrong with it. I think people are seeing the red flags way more than I did at that age and at that time. So of course, me restating it is sounding like, why did she pull over here? Why did y'all go there? Why did you go here? Well, I hope that answered your question. It was a lot of things that I left out in the story. And knowing that I know the kids of the pimp to this day, I know his kids. I don't think that his kids even know that he does this. So it's a lot of things that was left out in the story just to kind of save grace and save light. Because like I said, this was almost a decade ago. But I'm telling you guys, if y'all have not learned anything else from the story besides trying to figure out if it's real or fake, is that it's always someone close to you trying to set you up. I think a lot of people are missing the moral of the story. This comment, I wish I could pin it or share it 1,000 times. And let me say this before people try to pick my comment apart. His kids are all older than me. And I didn't know this. I didn't know that I knew his kids. His kids stay in Mississippi. Well, some of them. So I didn't know that though. And they are all older than me. Let me just shut up. Okay, so y'all had me to go watch this movie. I went and watched it on Tubi to see what you guys were talking about with the similarities. And I'm going to say this. I know my story, I sounded very young and dumb, naive, whatever. But the girl in this movie, come on now, y'all. Like, she let that man talk to her crazy and everything. Baby, I stopped that dead in his tracks. I fought for my life. I was jumped out of it, like me and my dog. I think the girl in that story, I didn't watch the end because it was so cringe to me. I didn't finish watching it. But please don't compare my story to this. I think mine is, no.